Okay, hi. So I only have 15 minutes, so this is going to be quick. That was the presentation you got. I don't want to say more about me. I will be here. I also have a talk tomorrow. That is a workshop, so if you want to chat more with me, I'm here. Find me. So, how can you improve a team with speed dating? Good question. Let's start. In relationship between team members, what kind of behavior would have a bad impact on the team? That's a question for you guys. What could have a bad impact? Negativity? Anger? What else? It's for you guys. Sorry? Lack of respect? Sorry? Having fun? Lack of that? Not having fun? Lack of understanding? What else? It's often these small things between one-on-one. We had lack of respect, bad behavior, speaking behind each other's back, these chit-chatting in the coffee room. Oh, he didn't do what we asked him for. All these small little things. When is the right time to talk about these things? What about that meeting you were where your coworker looked at you and actually said something bad that hurt you? It's in that moment where you look up and say, I actually didn't like what you said to me. It hurt my feelings. It's not really the moment. We won't do it. Then we walk out and go over to the coffee machine, and then another coworker comes and says, it wasn't nice what he said, hey? No, I know. And then the bad mouthing starts there. And we start chit-chatting about it, but we never do anything about it, because when is the right time? When do we confront each other? What about that person that always is late? Some teams are good in a retrospective and say, you're late, why are you late? But these one-on-one conversations can be very difficult. So we tend to just leave it. The days go on, and we think, that's it. He's now nice to me again, so I don't have to go to him and say, after 2 weeks, the same things happen again. Kind of forgot what last happened, so now you see it again, and you're like, didn't feel nice. Once again, the bad mouthing start. But you still don't do anything. We see it over and over again in teams. But when is the right time? People say retrospective. We have the retrospective. That is where we need to look at becoming better. But how would you feel? I know I wouldn't say something in a retrospective saying, by the way, you hurt me when you said this little thing about what I did. That wasn't nice. And you have the whole team sitting and listening. Maybe we can make a little session where it can come out, but it's just often fly away. And it's all these small things that suddenly grow, and suddenly somebody explodes. Now he's done enough. Now I'm really upset about him. And they react. But what if we can act on all these small things before it actually explodes? Before that person even leaves the team? That's what I want to talk about. That was a long intro, hey? Now I need to use my time. So speed dating. What is speed dating? I think we all have an idea. Have anybody here ever been to a speed dating? The proper old school fashion speed dating. There's a couple of hands there. You're not sure if you want to show. Is it embarrassing or is it actually? For those that hasn't tried it, it's proper old school speed dating, where you come into a room, you have like 5 minutes together, quickly chit-chatting, figure out do we match or not, and then you move on. And in the end, you actually see who did I find interesting, do I want to chat more with that person. The idea here, to use this concept of speed dating, is not to match up your team. It's actually a bit, we don't want couples that much in team. It can probably make other awkward situations. The idea is to take this one-on-one conversations. If you think about a retrospective, we often have these 3 questions. What went well, what could become better, and what should we stop doing, depending on how you put them. So what I've seen is, if we go back to all these small stuff that we do not speak about in retrospective, I try to implement this concept of speed dating into my teams, saying, okay, so we don't use a retrospective on let's say personal become better. We often look at the team. So what if we spend some time, put in some a session even, where we look at ourselves. How can you as a person become better? Now we're back to this whole agile mindset, right? I inspect and adapt. You also want to become better yourself. So when do we actually take our time and look at ourselves as a little? Yes, I know the team needs to become better, but what about you? You as a person, what can you do to become better? We sometimes forget that. The idea about speed dating, very simple. Take your team into a room. Then they have 5 minutes with each other. And what they're then going to do is one-on-one conversation where they first start with something, what I like about you, what you could have done better, and what I don't like about you. That's very rough said. So do you really want to say that? It can be put in many different ways, and I'll come to that later on. One of the fun things, so often we must say IT world is a man-dominated world. And the fun thing about speed dating is when you come into a team with, let's say, 8 guys and 1 girl, if you're lucky, and then you look at them and say, now we have to do speed dating. Every time I try that, I get 2 reactions. Either the guy's like, no, what, no, speed dating, seriously, we have to code, we have work to do. So, or they have this reaction saying, no, you can't call it speed dating. But the other reaction, that's those macho men, like, yeah, are we all going to speed date now? Often they are like, when I tried it, they say, can't we call it something else? Speed dating it's wrong in word, let's call it speed dating. I said with all teams, and I've tried it with many teams now, and over half of them comes to me and say, can't we find another word for it? Then I say, fine, if you want another word, go back and find one. Not one team have come back with a different name. Because when they then start thinking about it, they said, no, it's actually fun that it's called speed dating. So can't we keep it like this? The main reason I do this with teams is, so this is actually a quote from myself. I always, when I'm out, so I'm an agile coach, when I'm out with teams, I always say to them, you're the best version of yourselves right now. We are the best that we think we are. But we can all be even better. So instead of just focus on you can be better, then sometimes remember and stand back, you are good. And I'm confident in that. But if you have the agile mindset and saying, but I can become even better, then it's so much easier to achieve, what's that called? Sorry, to get feedback from your members. If you have an open mind towards, I would like to become better, so please share with me, how can I become better? Now we're looking again on ourselves. Often the feedback, it's not always nice to have feedback, especially not if it's personal. It's very difficult. But if you have this mindset of thinking, I would like to receive feedback, it's become easier. So try to train yourself, train your team, saying, remember, you are very good right now based on what you know. But we can all become better. Then you start having an open mind towards it. If you have an open mind towards feedback, it will become easier to get it. How do we then do it? I use what we call impact feedback. I don't know if some of you have heard about that before. It's a different way. So instead, remember when I just get the example, I said, what are you good at? What should you stop doing? No, what could you do better, and what should you stop doing? If I come to you into a room and say, I like your dress, but you should probably cut your hair, and I really don't like when you do this, then that's offensive, hey? Like, hey, stop there. So how can we give feedback without attacking each other? What I love is this impact feedback. So instead of attacking and say, I don't like this about you, okay, well, that's your opinion. Try to put it into the sentence. When you did or said this, the positive impact on me was. Can you see a difference? So if we make an example, I'll see if I have a good example here. When you were up and closing the door for me, the positive impact on me was you made the room more silent. That felt nice for me. Positive impact is always easy. That's okay, no, that was nice. It's when it's the negative that becomes difficult. But now we say, instead of me saying, I really didn't like when you closed the door. Okay, sorry, I did that. If I put it in a way, when you closed the door, the negative impact it had on me was, I thought maybe you closed the door to that impact, sorry. The negative impact on me was like, you probably closed the door and faced somebody that wanted to join my talk. Now he can start to think about, was that impact what I wanted Malene to feel? Or was it wrong for me? Now you can start analyzing what they give. Now they gave a reason. So instead of focusing on what you did wrong, now you can say the impact, was that the impact I wanted to give? Now you can start questioning it. Then you can say, I actually didn't want her to get that impact. Then you say, sorry, I didn't mean that. I closed the door because I thought it wouldn't be nice if the room was silent. Then I can say, okay, that was nice. Now we have a conversation about it. Or he could say, in his mind, maybe think about, it was what I wanted out of it. I don't care. Can you see, now you can start working with the impact and understand what feeling it is compared to just attacking each other. So if you take these impact feedback together with the speed dating and put it together, put your team, set up a session, train them and saying, you as a person, if you focus on you can become better, you help the team becoming better. Put them into the room, do the speed dating, set up time where you one-on-one can give this positive and negative impact, feedback. This way we can train each other to become better. And that way, hopefully, that will impact the team positive. And then everything is good. So remember, this way of giving feedback is a very powerful tool. And the speed dating. So all around the speed dating is for me to have, if we put everything into a bucket, is to say, here is the time for you to improve yourself. So we get all these small things that is lying around that we never get the chance to talk about. Here is the time for it. And that was everything for me. Remember, everything starts with yourself, right? So if there's sitting Scrum Masters in here, try to look at yourself first before you go to your team. Agile coaches, see how you react on stuff. If you are always offensive, if somebody gives you feedback, how do you think your team will? They reflect you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.